I think AI would gonna make a hell lot of things automated. From my personal experience, I feel all these customer support related things which are happening, this HR, like whatever we do from a customer support point of view or IT support point of view, these things will go away. Like you won't need people to do all these things. I think AI is capable
From a
enough. I think
background of
AI offensive security, and for me, everything is hackable. I don't find anything which cannot be hacked there. We live in a world which is digitally connected, and everything is software based, and the good part of software is that it can be broken. But from a
great call with Nikhil. What did you think, Tyler?
He was very insightful. A long career so far in offensive security, hearing his take on bug bounties, how that all started compared to how AI has affected that today, was very informative.
Yeah, I thought he had some amazing stories about in the cybersecurity space and then also in innovative uses of AI. So I think this is he's a great guest, and well, let's just get on to it. Hey, Nikhil, great to have you on the podcast today. What we'd like to do is learn a little bit more about you. So why don't you take us through your story and what was your path to your current role?
Sure. Hi. So thanks, Tyler and Robert, for inviting me. So glad to be here. I'm currently a founder investor of Before Breach. It's a zero trust risk intel platform. We are building one of world's first AI native risk intel platform for end-to-end security positioning for organizations. For me personally, cybersecurity is something which is like I'm really passionate for. This bug I got caught by this cyber bug when I was just like 1 or 2 year old as a child, because of my exposure to the computers in a really early age. So for me personally, it was like I wanted to break things right from the start. That started by just reverse engineering one of the games which I was playing on my PCs back then. I was wondering that why I need to pay every year in order to play this game. So I started digging up, doing some Google, and that time we did not had chat GPTs. So I need to do real digging in order to figure out that, okay, what can I do to make sure that I have unlimited access to these games? And that's where my curiosity began when it comes to the world of hacking and the coding. And I felt fascinating by the world of computers by the time I was growing in. It was quite clear for me that computers would be like a profession personally, which I'll be choosing. But I was not sure about the hacking or the security part, that whether what is cybersecurity or what hacking is. But when I started my graduation, so I got graduated in I did my bachelor's in computer science from a university in India. And it was a decent university. I'll not say it is a very top tier university. It was quite decent. And but for me personally, I was sure that I would get into the cyber side of the world by the first year of my engineering when I started it. And I kind of started doing a lot of freelancing projects in early part of my career. So right when I was in a second year of my engineering, I started working on a lot of pen testing assignments, like doing pen testing for web applications, mobile applications. All this was like something which I started doing out of fun. I started going to this freelancer websites and on LinkedIn. LinkedIn was just started in 2011, and I was amongst the first few users of those LinkedIn. So I was quite fascinated by the idea that, yeah, you can connect with the founders, you can reach out, just message any founder and ask for anything. So I started reaching out and asking for the projects as a child, that, yeah, I want to work for free and I want to test, or maybe I found some bugs. So there was bug bounty was not popular that time. Nobody was knowing what is bug bounty. So I just like, if I was doing any testing, I just found any bug, I just send them a LinkedIn message that, yeah, I found this something interesting you may look for, without expecting any bugs or reward or any certificates that time. So it was not a popular thing, but more around just sharing what I know and what I got. So that piqued my interest.
Let
Yeah.
me ask you a question. So you basically going out to
Personally,
to
yeah, as
companies.
an independent researcher. Yeah.
Okay, so you would go out to companies' websites, so like a giant company, like
Yeah.
let's just say Wells Fargo or some bank, right?
Yeah.
And then you'd play around on the website, and then you'd find bugs, and then you'd alert them to them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what that was like. So I was working as an independent researcher and kind of like trying to validate my skills in a production environment, not in the non-production ones. And that's where I was playing through the websites. I did tried Amazon, some this e-commerce websites to do see if I can shop free of cost. So I'll not name which one I was successfully, but there was few where
You
I
were
was able.
able to really do that. You were able to shop
Yeah.
free. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Okay. Did you
The
find
crazy
what?
part was the crazy part was that I was able to do it for my friends as well.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, do you have any interesting stories that you can tell of a big company that you were able
Okay.
to find something in?
Yeah, so it's a big giant shoe brand. So they manufacture a very like very named shoes. They're very famous around those. And I was playing around their website around the I like really like their shoes that time. And I always wanted to have it, but as a student, I cannot afford it. I was like short of money that time was because of all my tuition fees and everything was going on my education. So I wanted to have that as a fee, as a like something to have it. So I was doing a testing and I thought, okay, let me see. There was a payment gateway. There was like a way to kind of the e-commerce was quite new that time. Like it was not like
Hmm.
it was one of the early phases of e-commerce where Amazon and
Sure.
all was like getting launched. So of course their security also was kind of getting developed. It was not like in a mature stage what we see today. So like it was just like a PHP based, WordPress based website. They had like a very in-house kind of a payment gateway where they check in the quantity, they check in the take your payment gateway. Like payment gateway was also kind of like I think it was not third party but internally created. It was not like kind of a master or Visa kind of a payment gateway. It was just all in-house. So I was able to do like parameter manipulations wherein I was able to play around the quantity of the orders which I was doing, plus around the amount side. So like a basic, very, uh, it was quite a very basic vulnerabilities when you look at today's world. So when I'm saying at 20, like almost like 20 years later, it seems like a very script kiddie kind of an attack wherein
Hmm.
you are just playing around, just changing the quantity in the proxy, like in the request which you found, and just changing the quantity of the order or the price value of the order. But yeah, security was like that only in 20 years ago. That was
Yeah.
not
Sure.
how security was designed. It was like very in the early phases. So I was able to play around the website from a front end point of view, was able to do a free shopping, a check. I was able to check out a pair of shoe free of cost to my college, and that too from outside India. So it was shipped from US without any shipping fee or any other cost. It was quite successfully delivered. And then all my friends were like, "Oh, we don't believe you." They were like, "Okay, this seems like a good story, like what I'm saying now." But they were like, "Okay, let us. You need to show us." So I kind of like that age, like when you are in college and everybody is like wanted to show off their skill
Yeah.
sets as well. I was also one of them. So I kind of gathered one of my close group friends and I showed, okay, see this website, which pair you want to show, just select it. I just asked good few of my friends to select the pairs and then I did the things again. And before I all do did all this, the reason why I'm sharing this again, just a caveat, is that I almost have been reporting a lot of issues on this website for almost 2 months. So I've
Mm.
been out to the founders, to the teams, technical teams on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and I was trying to tell them that okay, there is some serious issues which I'm able to do it, but unlike any other websites, I was not getting any response. So I thought, okay, like maybe this might give them some ideas or it
Hmm.
might help them. So it was definitely that was one of the reasons why I was doing it. So yeah, my friends got their pair of shoes as well, and then pros like they put me officially as a hacker in their group. So I've officially my name was changed from just Nikhil to a hacker, and they liked how what they saw. But the best part was that after a week or two, I got a message from the company technical team as well that yeah, thanks for reporting it, and they have taken a lot to like get back to the issue, but they fixed it at the end. So it was
Okay.
good and bad
Okay.
both because I could not,
Yes.
other friends could not get anything else. Yeah.
That is crazy. You're right. It has improved, I would think, but some people would say that we're still not that mature. What do you think? What do you think now?
So what I feel, so I come from a background of offensive security, and for me, everything is hackable. I don't find anything which cannot be hacked there. We live in a world which is digitally connected, and everything is software based. And the good part of software is that it can be broken. So, I have personally worked, like we have worked in a teams where we have done this red teaming exercises and a lot of like capture the flag kind of things for large banks and things where we have kind of find those crown jewels, those SAP servers or those kind of things which are running, and just like any other hacker would do in a like a bad world. So I know that anything can be broken. I go with that philosophy, and kind of try our best to break down those things which are there, like protect whatever things are there to secure you can also be used against you.
Interesting. So, what did you develop? Did you develop this outside of formal training in any
Yeah,
way? Like, yes,
exactly. So
yes,
this was cyber was not in a part of your curriculums like 20 years back. This was
yeah.
there was not. I think cybersecurity itself was not a very popular term 20 years ago. It was just like another software engineering kind of a domain. I just went online, and while Google was my friend, I was just trying to research around the papers. A lot of new things was going on. I was looking at what all new technology things are going. So blockchain and cybersecurity, these were the two new hot trending terms in those years late when I started my engineering. And I spent time learning both. So I was also another crazy story was I was one of the first ones who did the free crypto mining as well. So I used my college lab to mine my first Bitcoin in my college. So that like all these things were like kind of a playground for me. I was trying to play around this technology to see how these are used, and cyber was also one of those area. For training, I personally like leveraged the materials which were available online. I kind of went through those materials and upskill myself, and most of them was like through the practical training. So I kind of downloaded any tools, libraries, or the code which I was getting, kind of played around it, see whether this is working or not. So mostly it was at that level where I was just playing around the operating systems. There was no Kali Linux that time. There was different operating systems, Parrot and whatnot. So we were just working around those operating systems, trying to play around those tools. And I think the core researchers did a very fantastic job that time. There was not a lot of commercial cybersecurity products there. It most of the cybersecurity products were open source when I was like learning. So that helped a lot because then I don't need to spend a lot of money. I whatever I wanted to do, I wanted to do a scan, an SS scan, like a network scan, a application scan, everything I can do free of cost. I did not need to pay anything. But unlike nowadays wherein for anything you don't have that free open source tools anymore, and even if they are very with the limited functionalities which are there. So I think that was really a golden time to learn new things with the limited resources.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
was the early 2000s when you were coming up,
Yeah,
Nikhil,
yeah, early
trying to get your feet
2000s,
wet.
correct. Yep.
Awesome, great. How did that kind of lead up to your company that you've got now before Breach?
Yeah, so as I think everything has led to that, because from the naming point of view itself, when we were looking out for the name of the companies, we were always like thinking that what should be the name, what it should be something which we closely feel. And also the other thing which we had in mind that the domain should be available like any other founder would. You cannot
Right.
just have a company whose you figure out that oh .com is not available. You need to set it go with .io. .io was not there at that time. So yeah, so that was another thing. So we always like me and my co-founder, we always shared the passion of hacking things, breaking things together. So we thought about this name no before from Steve Mitnick. There is a famous he's very famous founder no before, because you need to know things before you find or hack it. So same way we thought like, okay, from a hacking point of view, what would make sense? We definitely knew before would be something which we want to use in the company name. So we thought of, okay, before breach is something which would be an ideal name for us, because anybody wants to engage with us before they got breached. So that's how the word come in. And from a company point of view, my idea was the knowledge which I had, the passion which I had for cyber. I always wanted to take it to the enterprises, take it to the companies. I know I have worked with all sizes of companies, from startups to enterprise, to the public sectors. And I started my career with Africa military. So I was working with the military. I spent 4 years after my graduation working with the military, setting their center of excellence for cybersecurity. So I have seen mostly all the worlds from health tech, med tech, fintech, defense, everything. And I know one thing for sure, that the awareness of cybersecurity is very like trim right now. People still a lot of people focus on the governance side of security, not on the technical aspects of the security. Like bearing few of the technical companies which we have, most of the companies just want security from a compliance point of view. They look at security from a compliance lens. So we wanted to create a company which gives them a real risk, that okay, this is how a real life attacker will get in your network, or this is how a real life attacker consider your company. That is not based on a fancy paper, that okay, your SOC 2 is done, you have a DR, you have this, you have a WAF in place. That is not how a attacker will look at you, but attacker will look at you from a possibilities of finding one loophole that can get you breached. So that is what the mentality or our thought process is, and that's how we created the company. We started as a consulting and a services base, and now we are launching our product where we have consolidated all the learnings. I myself is pursuing my PhD in cyber and AI now. So I'm right using that knowledge which I had and the research which I'm doing during my PhD to accumulate in this product which we are launching. So that has been like a journey.
That's great. So you said it's you're kind of building it out into like a learning center, more or less, to be able to share with clients.
Not a learning center. We are building a complete end-to-end security product. So it's a SaaS-based
Gotcha.
product which we have built. And now we are kind of integrating an agentic layer out of it. So now in 2026, you cannot do anything without AI. So AI
Of
is like
course.
a salt. You need to use AI in anything you do. And it is not like from a mandatory point of view that we need to use AI, but I think AI is helping us for good here. So it is actually automating a lot of time, saving a lot of things. And we are building this product for small and mid-sized companies who don't have big security teams. They are struggling to hire a fractional CISO even, right? So for them, they need a tool which can where AI can automate most of their work. They don't need 5-member, 10-member security teams, or they don't need 15, 20 different security tools in order to take care of their organization security. So that's where we have integrated all the security aspects into a single platform. So from your developer security to your infrastructure, cloud, everything, you do it from a single platform. And with the agentic capabilities, it would be like your virtual cyber employee. So you don't even need to do anything. You just give the instruction. That's it.
That's awesome. Can you tell us about some of the tools or softwares that you're kind of helping replace and putting into one package?
Yeah, so we started with the 6 domains. So like from a GRC, we have 6 domains in the product. We have GRC, we have infrastructure security, we have we have this application and CI/CD security, like a developer security kind of a module. Then we have something called threat hunting and threat monitoring kind of a thing. And then we have something around the AI risk and API risk. So these are our 6 domains. So when we look at the GRC, the players like Vento, Sprinto, these are the big players who kind of leads this space where they are providing governance, automated governance compliance kind of a framework for the organizations to work on, right? And same where OneTrust is also there, where you can kind of automate your a lot of third-party risk management kind of features, right? So we have consolidated all those features into this one module, which is our GRC platform. So we have built in a automated GRC platform capabilities in the platform. Then from a infrastructure security, we have enabled a organization to perform endpoint security, their complete infrastructure security that involved the network security scans, their cloud security posture management, cloud workload security scans, all the scans related to their identity, like what Proofpoint and SailPoint is doing. So what Prisma Cloud is doing, what your Acunetics is doing, all those capabilities of these famous tools, check things we have consolidated into our product, which where within the infrastructure security, you can scan everything from that same dashboard. Then from an application developer security, your SAST, that is source code scanning, source code composition analysis, dynamic scanning of the code, you're creating your SBOM. So in US, SBOM creation is becoming really important. You need to have a software bill of materials for the supply chain risk. There has been a US directive by the president as well. So for all these things, we are using 5 different tools. There was Snake, Checkmarks, there was a lot of tools which were used in the industry, and you would know the costing, like cost wise also. If I'm an organization, an enterprise, I can afford 5 or 6 different tools for each of these purpose. But as a mid-sized company, I cannot go to 3 or 4 vendors and ask them to buy all these things. So we kind of used a lot of these open source libraries, customized them based on our understanding, based on learning, used AI, and bought all these features into the single thing. So that's how we build a complete CI/CD security, followed up by AI. So everybody is going crazy on AI. We are using AI as a chat bot. We are using AI everywhere, be it open AI keys or any other things. But we don't have visibility that how many AI I'm using in my organizations. If you look at a startup, they are probably the biggest users of AI. Enterprises are still difficult to adopt AI because they are still
Right.
scared, right? But startups, they are using AI left and right for anything and everything. They're using AI, right? They are most AI native. But if you ask them, okay, tell me how many AI applications or AI services are you using, they won't have an answer because they are not keeping a track of it, right? So we have created a tool which kind of keeps your AI inventory, be it your in source code, be it a SaaS service you are using, everything you can see in a single dashboard, all the risk associated with those AI services which you are using, everything. If you are leaking any data, we also do our data classifications. So on the real time, it will classify your data. So all those features which a big giant softwares will kind of give you differently. Like if I'm creating, let's say, if I'm building my own AI integration, from a data security perspective, maybe I need to go to Big ID. Maybe I need to try Veronis. These are big names in order to do data collection. But there are open source good libraries which these softwares have used while building it. So we have kind of customized the same way, added a different flavors using the AI and the research, and did the same functionality, but in a single plane. So the crux is like if a CISO is there, or let's say if a CTO is there who don't have even a CISO, and they want to share with their board what my security posture is, how I'm doing as a company from a security point of view, they don't need to create a slide deck at the end of week when before the board meeting or end of the hour before the board meeting. There is a dashboard which AI has. We have a security co-pilot which we have created. It will just ask the security co-pilot and it will generate the dashboard, latest dashboard across all these 6 domains, and will give the real-time analysis of their risk, that what they need. And that can be done by a founder, that can be done by a CTO, that can be done by a CIO. They don't need a CISO for it. So that is the purpose. We want to eliminate that shortage of the security talent which is there. So we know the security, there is like a 5 million jobs which are still there in cybersecurity which are not yet filled, right? But in order to fill them, it will not be filled just now, like that there will be eventually there this skill will be created. So that AI is giving us that opportunity, the technology is giving us opportunity to fill those gaps.
So, Nikhil, can you tell us some stories about how your platform has helped your clients avoid disaster?
This is a very recent recent story, and this will also bring me to the one of the capabilities around the threat monitoring, which I did not mention earlier. So we have
Mhm.
a last capability around threat monitoring, where we give the complete window of what threats an organization have, like what from a ransomware point of view, or if there is any data leakage which is there on a darknet. So we provide the darknet monitoring capabilities also in the platform. So you don't have to go to do subscribe to a third party darknet monitoring services. Everything you get same in the single dashboard only. So we kind of onboarded a client which is a very big global client around the medical side, pharmacy side, and they got breached thrice in last 4 years. Okay.
Mm.
And they were aware about it. Okay, it was not that they were not aware about it, because it was in a big news, because they got this information. What happened was, when we figured out, like when our platform figured out those leaks, and we figured out that these are the leaks, the the security team came and said that, oh, we know about these issues, these are like very old issues, this is not something which is applicable to us, because we have changed the password, we have a single sign on now, we have integrated two-factor authentication. They come up with all these logics and all, right? But we, as I said, like we have a passion of breaking things. We don't say that, okay, if we see something secure, 100% security is never there. And when somebody says that we are 100% secure, that's a place where our alarms goes off. We says like, no, that we need to see really where is that 1% which is missing. And we figured it out. What we did was we got into the darknet side. We saw some forums where these data leaks were discussed, and we
Mm.
figured out that these leaks are from 2 days ago. These are not like an year ago or 6 months or 8 months ago. These were a 2 days ago, 3 days ago. We got those dumps. in our platform itself. Like it showed the dumps. We tried those username passwords with the client, not like separately, but we got on a call with the security team. We tried those username passwords, all the data leaks which were there, and it all was working without two-factor authentication, without any single sign-ons, nothing. And it had like one single account had almost PHI data of 2000 clients, 2000 clients,
Okay.
PHI data.
Wow.
That included complete medical history, PI data and PHI data. So like
Mhm.
for the attackers, it is a jackpot because you have PII, the personal information, along with the PHI information as well. So
Yeah.
a lot of crazy things are happening, and I'm glad that we are able to provide that a single window to the organization. They don't have to switch the lanes like right now. As an architect, when I was working, it was a big problem for me that I had 15 different security tools, and if I need to find an update, I need to switch my windows, need to go from one tool to other tool, the other tool to third tool, and then kind of consolidate what my security posture is, copy something from here, then here, and then here, and then create it. So I know the pain myself, and always I wanted to kind of provide and integrate all those things into a single dashboard, and that's what we have been doing for the organization.
Wow, that's a great story, Nikhil. And I'm wondering now with your product development process,
Yeah.
that's really changing due to AI and things like Claude Code and plenty of other tools that are out there. Tell me
Yeah.
more about how your development process internally is changing from a product management standpoint.
I think AI has really helped the organization like us. Which are like a very lean team. We are like a one pizza team, as we say in the startup world. We are
Hmm.
not a big team. And for development side, it has automated and helped me as a founder a lot because earlier we need to rely on the product managers to visualize that how the product should look like
Yeah.
from a whatever, let's say, a founder is thinking from a product, he need to rely on a messenger in order to make it happen. Like a product manager will create a UI, it will create some kind of templates, like some UI things and all, and it will share with the engineering, and then it will be created. So that was like a long, there was always a possibility of losing that feel of the product in between the translation when product manager is kind of creating a PRD and sharing with the engineering, right? But with the AI, it has given me the tool. So I am now utilizing that vibe coding kind of features where I'm going to Anthropic, I'm going to anti-gravity and doing the coding myself, trying that hands-on things myself. Of course, it is not a production ready kind of a code, but at least it gives an idea to my development team that what I'm thinking. They
Yes.
know my
Yes.
vision. They are not dependent on a product manager to explain that what they need to create. They are getting that insight directly from a founder, from a lens what I'm envisioning. So that is what I
Yes.
think is the biggest advantage for us. And because I am able to ship a code which is at least 40-50% ready, if not 100%, that is helping them to ship faster. So all these things which I'm saying, like 6 different modules which we have created it in a span of 2 to 3 months. Okay,
Yes.
this is
Yes.
which any organization, as I have named already, there are 15 to 20 tools which we are competing against. We are not talking about just one tool we are replacing. We are replacing 15 to 20 different giants. So building those functionalities in 2-3 months is only possible because of the AI automation, the kind of help we are getting from AI now.
That is a great example of how AI is really changing the development process. Sounds like you're using it a lot for visualization of the
Yeah,
user interface and then basically showing that design to your developers and they will either recreate it in their AI tool or
exactly. I create the
but
Figma designs. I take the hat of the product managers and create the Figma designs for them, create the PRDs,
yes.
and then my engineering teams kind of use those in order to do and complete the trade, complete
Yeah,
code.
because that is used to take lots and lots of time. I mean, I remember when I was growing up, I mean, we used to argue for hours about what the
Yeah,
design was and where the buttons would go, and now you just
exactly.
go here, create. Oh no, move that button over here. Boom, 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 boom. And it's
Exactly.
like very, very quick to do. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah. So, um, now with that, those changes, how is your leadership changing?
Yeah. So I think that's where also AI is helping a lot for me personally as a leader. The reason is that earlier I used to sit with a big notebook, take the notes of each meetings, and take those bullet points that okay, for this meeting this is the action items. And thanks to this automatic note takers, I think we don't have to do that anymore. Like
Yes, thank
I
God.
just need to be there, or sometimes I don't even need to be there, I just get the notes by default without even attending the call. So I think that is the beauty of productivity which AI has given as a leader to me personally. I'm
Yes,
able to kind of keep a track of all my meetings without losing any kind of a context. I'm
yes,
not saying that I'm kind of going back and attending the recordings. I personally have never been. I've never seen the recordings of the meetings. It has been always lazy for me personally. But the transcripts really help. Like transcripts
yes.
gives you an idea that what exactly has been talked about. So for me personally, that has helped. I have created automation in the team. So when we talk about the performance reviews or like the keeping the goals intact or just for the documentation. So we are not an organization which keeps like you have like an annual performance reviews and all. We
Hmm.
have a performance reviews based on how you are really performing. So we want to measure the metrics based on your real performance, not like where you have defined six goals and at the end of the year you are defining, writing the long stories and providing the evidences that okay, I have how I have done all those kind of activities myself as a manager before. So I know that
Me too.
pain and
Yeah.
the gain of it, right? So I wanted to keep it more measurable, something which is more transparent for all the team members, right? It should not be that I need to follow a bell curve kind of a thing that okay, only two out of people will get four rates or five ranks. I want to
Yeah.
keep the process transparent so that people know if they're getting promoted or they're getting paid well, why they're getting it, and it should be visible to them and to others also, so they keep the consistency and others also know that where they are lagging so that they can also improve on those metrics. So what I've done is I have a very strict five kind of five step benchmarks. It is related to the coding scalability, like how they are using AI, how much code line of code or like the features they have shipped. It is dependent on how much documentation they have completed in a particular week. So I have kind of benchmarked five different things for each of my dev teams, my technical teams. I am tracking all those kind of things using AI. So I am a very avid user of AI myself. So I have created some agents myself using cloud. And with that, I am kind of tracking the progress and it shows a weekly dashboard of all the teams, training teams. So
Okay.
for the developers, so I have different teams. There is a dev teams. I have a finance team. I have a sales and marketing team. I have an HR team. So everybody are doing something, right? My marketing team is doing some post every time, right? They are connecting, like we
Yes.
got connected, so they connected me with the people like you, right? So there is a benchmark for everybody which has to be measured, and it is clearly laid out in the metric. It is all tangible. They see the marks right there at the end of the week, that who is performing better, why and how. So they
Very
know where
good.
to improve. There is nothing which I am doing anything. There nothing which they don't know that how I'm judging them. So it is no longer about my leadership quality. It's more about their performance.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
how I have changed my leadership style, at least to make it more transparent using AI.
That's amazing. That sounds like that is a very innovative approach to essentially HR management. Yeah,
Every
yeah,
founder is an HR, as I say.
yeah, exactly. So, what's the toughest decision that you've had to make as a leader?
A lot means I won't say there has been a lot of toughest decisions so far, because the journey has been smooth so far.
Mhm.
But I think recently we had a conversation whether we need to get into a race of raising a funds or not, and we had like a lot of discussions around it. But yeah, we have been keeping the company bootstrapped for a while, like almost 5 years so for now. And now with the world we are in and the way with the kind of market we want to tap in, so I think one of the hardest decision for me personally would be to we will allow the other external investors to come and join us so that we can
Mhm.
expand. So I think that shift to go get to the global market, I think is the biggest decision, challenging decision which has been there. Because earlier I was always about keen on the quality of the work, that I would want to work with a limited set of customers, but provide the good values, good services or a good product to them. But with the AI coming into the picture and the automation I have seen and the way things are growing fast, I personally want to get to more clients, because I want to share that what we have created. Like, I don't want to hold back myself or the work which we are doing as a team. So I think that has been a very recent challenging decision which I made, Robert.
Yeah, it is. It's tough because you have to give away something
Yep.
as well. But also you probably have gotten some benefits in terms of, board rep members that are providing value and good guidance for you as well.
Yeah, so we are in the early stages only. So this toughest decision is not like very old decision. This is just like
Okay.
a
Okay.
few
All
weeks,
right.
a few
Oh,
weeks
two
ago.
weeks. That's okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So
Yeah.
it's very
Yeah.
latest one, and we are
Yeah.
in a process of kind of settling up our books and kind of preparing ourselves for all these venture capitalist briefings and all those investor rounds now. So we are still in the early stages now, but yeah, like we are looking from adding people at an advisory level, at a board level. We are open to looking out for the good venture capitalist firms who would provide us good exposure to the cyber market, not just like any market. So we don't need funds just to grow, because we are having a healthy balance sheet, because we have active customers. We are not like a typical startup who is just starting today. We have a runway of last 5 years. We have
Mm,
pretty decent clients from last 5 years of the business, right? So we are starting with a very good healthy balance. But again, like, because we have changed our vision to go global, we want to ensure that we do it faster than, like, sooner than later. So that is the
mm.
reason why things have changed, and we are in process now.
Very good. Very good.
Nikhil, do you kind of finding something you're passionate about and then building before breach right now? There's lots of people out there who are kind of flirting with the idea of building their own company or becoming a founder or solopreneur, etc. What advice, since you've gone through this process, would you give to someone who is thinking about starting their own business but not sure where to start?
Yeah, I think first thing which I would like to tell them is, if they have the idea sorted, I think first thing is you need to find that idea, or you need to have a passion that you want to do a business, you want to be an entrepreneur. That has to be come from inside, not just because your friend is doing, or just because the world is doing. That should not be the reason of it. It should be coming inside from you. And second, you need to have a solid idea for it. I like, if you just like right now I see a lot of kids are coming out of the college and everybody has a startup. This is a new culture where I see a lot of college kids coming out and coming over the new startup ideas. Some of them are really good, but most of them are like just something which is very silly. Like, nobody would actually pay for it. So I always ask, I have been a startup mentor myself for a lot of startups in Asia, and I always ask them to say, just ask one question: will you pay for it? If you are a buyer, do you, and if you get this product, would you pay for your own money for it? Just ask this question and you will get an answer. If you are paying for it, definitely go for it. But if you are able to find an alternative or a cheaper alternative for it, then why are you building it? Like, you already know the answer, right? So you need to convince me. And again, it could be that you are buying, not buying it because of XYZ reason. You need to have a great explanation for it. That's the only thing which I look for. And I think for my advice would be that, please look out for that answer. Like, what would you pay for what you are building? That is one. And please start which you are passionate about, not just chasing this AI race because everybody is going after AI. It has to be built on AI. That is not the case. Like, don't go or chase those kind of trends right now, because we have all seen that how these trends change fast.
Great, great. I want to know when you first started working with or utilizing AI, even if it was in the early 2000s or in the last 10 years, when did you start utilizing AI and what kind of changes have you noticed? It seems like there are new models being released every other week at this point. So it's leaps and bounds. So I kind of want to see the difference from when you started to what you're noticing now from AI.
So interestingly, I started AI when I was tinkering with blockchain and cybersecurity when I started my college engineering itself. So that time also I heard about AI because that was again like one of the cool topics in the engineering, like especially in the computer science, everybody was talking about it, and I always was publishing the research papers. So I published my research papers in my college days. I was doing all these researches around AI, and I did created a small college project around using AI and cybersecurity, where it was analyzing the packets, network packets for any anomalies during that time. So that time I studied AI. Uh, I would say the AI which we see now and which like used that time was quite different. It was nowhere in the world right now. I think that time which AI I was using was just quite complicated code and just code based. Like AI was just limited to the code wherein you are just running some mathematical operations at the back, and it is kind of simplifying your analytic process for you. So it is just more about analytics side. It was more around doing that job which can be which was taking a lot of time manually, right? So for packet analysis, it was taking a lot of time for the people to look at those Wireshark packets and analyze those traffic patterns and find any anomaly. So I just kind of automated it using that AI that time. But that AI was like just basic AI. It was not like I was scanning 10,000 packets in per second. That nothing like that. It was just like a very small group of packets which was just scanned between like 10-15 minutes kind of a thing. So it was performance wise, it was nothing. I think accuracy wise also it was nothing. It was just at the ideation stage at that time that okay, there are two cool technologies. Let us see what will happen if I merge both of them. So it was just an ideation type that you are playing around the idea of using two technologies. Switch back to now, I think we all have seen how the AI has evolved with the GPT coming in the picture. And I have been fortunate enough that like I was the initial user of LinkedIn. I was, I think, initial 50 or 100 users when the LinkedIn was announced. I joined and signed up for the LinkedIn. Same happened for the Chat GPT. When the Chat GPT was launched, I think I was like one of the top 50 people who heard about it. And I just like signed it up. I asked my wife also to sign it up as soon as possible without knowing what it is. Like I was not knowing, but I was just seeing all my friends on Twitter and everybody that's so excited, all the researchers that yeah, something great is happening and this would be a life-changing kind of a moment for everybody. So I was like very excited, and I just got a kind of deja vu of that LinkedIn days that yeah, this is like a FOMO for me personally that I don't want to miss it. And I signed up
Yeah.
for it, and I know what I did when I signed up for ChatGPT. The first thing is, hi, I am Nikhil. Who are you? And I kind of started doing the prompt injection. Like I just started interviewing that chat bot, that what it is doing, what it is happening, what is the back end of you, what is the front end of you, all those questions which we ask now from a prompt injection point of view. I did it in the first hour of my interaction with the chat GPT. So that was a curiosity which I had. I was really excited, and I did get a lot of great vulnerable answers as well. I'm saying like it is not that all the answers it responded was good. I like took it as a note. I even reported it that what all issues I was finding from the chats, from the responses of the chat GPT. So it was quite interesting. But yeah, like I think AI really have evolved since then, Tyler.
Awesome. Great. Next thing I kind of want to get your thought on, since you have used AI for 20 some odd years now, where do you see AI in the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, I think AI would gonna make hell lot of things automated. From my personal experience, I feel all these customer support related things which are happening, this HR, like whatever we do from a customer support point of view or IT support point of view, these things will go away. Like you won't need people to do all these things. I think AI is capable enough. There has been enough POCs done that you can automate these kind of things from IT point of view. So I think a lot of these things are going away for sure. I think a lot of things would happen at a payment side as well. So right now, the payment experience which we have, which is card based or application based, I definitely see there would be, this is that watershed movement for the payment industry, that there would be something innovative which would happen, which has not happened for ages now. So payment industry, I feel, has always been like they they develop fast, but not from a payment point of view. Their payment procedures have always been a bit old, that they still operate in Swift. They all still have that old like ways of operating. So I think that would be another way where things will operate in. And another thing would be the form factors for the people to interact with the technology. So for example, now also we are using a lot of text-based AI, right? We are texting, prompting, and doing. I feel personally that things will change. The form factor will change to audio now. We are moving in a age where I would prefer to talk with AI rather than typing with AI, right? So I think that would be another change, because a lot of people are not comfortable typing, or they are not like, especially if you look at other areas which are not English spoken, right? Other countries which are not English spoken, they will find it difficult to interact with the AI. Like it is not easy to interact with the chat GPT and all, even though have that chat translator and all. It is not easy to interact and convey your like understanding it, right? So that's where the local models or those AI which supports the audio part, right? I think that will become really important for from an AI point of view.
It's a lot more time consuming too, especially when you got to sit there and type something out when you could just talk your
Exactly.
thoughts and let the
Yeah,
AI do
exactly.
the translating.
Yeah, exactly. So I think for a lot of people, it would be very easy for them to interact with AI, consume the AI.
Definitely. One other question on the before breach.
Yeah.
What do you, I know you said small to medium sized businesses is what you generally work with. Do you have a specific profession or two that you prefer to work with? Medical, customers, finance?
I know. So the good part of cybersecurity is that it is horizontal. We don't like this is across all the industries, and this is across domains. There is not a single industry which does not need cybersecurity. Of course, the the severity might vary, or the regulations might vary. So for example, healthcare, fintech, these are more regulated, so they need cybersecurity because of the regulatory requirements from the governance point of view. So definitely they are the more aware and ready to spend when it comes to security, because they need to do it from a governance point of view. So of course that is our area where we have to spend less time to educate clients that why they need security, because they need for them it is more about being compliant, right? But when it
Right.
comes to other sectors, like maybe you talk about ed tech, or like a less fragmented sectors, there it the first thing we need to tell them is about why they need security at all. Who don't even have antivirus or EDR solution on their laptop, and they're using admin for everything. First, we need to educate them that what can go wrong, what can go wrong with their business. Then they might be interested to think about the security. So for us, of course, like as a business person, I would like to spend less energy to educate and more energy to like innovate. That is my philosophy personally. So I would like to work with these kind of customers who are aware about the security, and then kind of like help them innovate from the technology point of view, because I personally like to build things.
Yeah, it's much easier to help someone before a breach happens as opposed to
Yep.
after. So it's much
100.
more cost effective too.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I've been saying. It's all about cost. Like business is all about ROI. So your ROI will depend on how soon you get and ensure that you are secure.
Definitely. Did you have any mentors that helped you along the way to get to where you are?
Yeah, a couple of them. So I had my mentor, I like to name him Rohit. He has been mentoring me for now 10 odd years, been one of my best managers myself. And when I started my journey, I did not had a lot of people to look at, because there were very less people around me who were into cyber domain. But I think he has been helping me to understand how the technology is shifting, which roads to take when it comes to new technology. He has been the one who is pushing me to kind of look from a business point of view, not just from a job point of view. So he has been guiding me a lot of areas from it. Also, when it I look at other areas like nowadays when we see YouTube and all, like a lot of things have become quite accessible. So even if I'm not there in US right now, I can virtually attend all of things. I am Microsoft MVP for AI, by the way, for this. Microsoft select MVPs every year. They select handpick 50 different people for who are working on AI side. So I'm one of those AI MVP for Microsoft, and there is a Microsoft AI summit which is going on right now. So although I'm not able to visit that this time, but still I'm able to connect with all the MVPs which are there globally. We are able to have a good conversation. So they are all helping me to be on top of this game, to see how they are using personally this technology. So I think a lot of mentors are there personally who have been helping and guiding me throughout this journey.
Definitely. Yeah, it's one thing I try to tell lots of people is find yourself a mentor, and I try to help mentor as many people as I can. It will really help you get to the next level, finding someone who has been there and can help guide you in the right direction.
Definitely, yeah. That definitely is important. I'm a mentor, as I said, like I was been in a startup incubator for a lot of startup programs. I've been a mentor for the ASEAN region, so I've been mentoring a lot of people in the non-tech domain who are trying to get into the tech side. So a lot of these people who are doing switching the careers from a non-tech
Hmm.
job to a technical job, they definitely need a lot of guidance around security, cloud. They are just coming and getting their career change. So for them, I'm personally mentoring for last 5 years. I've been a mentor. I help them prepare for the interviews, do mock interviews for them, give them projects to work on, all those kind of things. I personally love if because I think tech is a good answer to change your way of living. It can give you a good comfort zone while working. Like from your laptop, you can do a lot of things yourself. So I think this really like mentorship can definitely change your life.
Hmm. Nikhil, looking back at your career journey, what would you do differently if you could start over with all of the knowledge that you have gathered
Yeah,
today?
I think I would study more about AI. If I would have known, I would have spent all my focus on AI and would have launched my own chat GPT or OpenAI.
Well,
That would have been
but then you wouldn't be as much of a cybersecurity expert, probably.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I could have bought before reach then. I'm just kidding, but
Yeah.
I think the way AI has evolved compared to any other technology out there, I
Yes,
think none of those technology have grown in that direction. So we had
true.
blockchain, we had cyber, we had all these different technologies like quantum computing. Nobody is hearing about quantum computing anymore. Like
Yeah.
I know just 3, 4 years ago, everybody was about quantum computing. Quantum computers are coming, quantum safe computing. We have the cryptographies. Everybody was for talking. Now it's been 5 years. I have never heard anybody talk about quantum computing anymore. Everybody is just AI, Nvidia, just talking about the GPUs and all this part itself. So I think the way AI has taken over the tech world is just insane, like insane.
Yeah.
That
All right.
Nikhil, is there anything that we have not covered today that you would like to talk about?
I covered. Nothing comes to my mind. I also can talk about Future GPT. So I have a community called Future GPT. So I'm a co-founder of this community. This is a 22,000 member community. I
Mhm.
started this community almost like 3 years ago. It's We started from Bangalore, and we have like 3,000 plus founders and 500 plus investors, and then rest 10,000 plus practitioners of AI in this community, and this is one of the largest growing community of India. We also partnered up with GuideX Asia from last 2 years. So GuideX Asia is one of the premier organization. They do tech events in Dubai, GuideX Dubai, GuideX Singapore. This is like one of the premier events in Southeast Asia right now. And we are one of the only partners in India who do this monthly meetups, which are free of cost around AI topics on different industries. So we partner with Google, Amazon, all these different companies, even startups, and we do a in-person meetups every month, which is free of cost for everybody to attend. And we talk about any trending topics, different industries like on healthcare, not necessarily cyber. So I come from cyber. That does not mean I only want to learn cyber. I'm open to learn new technology. So we do focus on AI, but across the technology space, that how AI is changing other domains as well. So we have done events for AI, how it is impacting HR, how AI is impacting finance, all those kind of domains. And we do this monthly meetups, and it gives me an opportunity to interact with all these founders, all these practitioners into different domains, and then also helps me to understand that how cyber can fit in there, like what cyber can do or cyber security can do, or what my product can do which is missing there, what use case it can solve. So that personally helps me. And at the same time, grow, like building a community itself is a very good feeling to have, because you can like shape a whole lot of new people, new practitioners in a way, like you can connect, give them a platform to talk. So we, whenever we do this meetup, I always reserve one speaking spot for a fresher. So anybody who is starting their career, who is a college graduate, we always keep one speaking slot for a college graduate to share their innovation, their ideas, or anything. Because it could be just a break the ice kind of a thing, so that they get that platform, they see that exposure, that it is not necessarily that you come with a 20 years of experience, you need to be a CISO or CEO to be as a speaker. So we want to break that kind of a mentality, that thought process, in order to promote people, innovative people who are coming up with these new ideas. And that has been my goal since the start, because I was also not having those resources when I started my journey. So I, with this new shift in the technology, I think we are in a position where we can provide these platforms, we can provide the mentorship. And with this future GPT, I think that was the reason why we started this community, and it is going strong. We're starting more chapters. We already have 6 different chapters in India, and we are going global. We are starting Singapore and New York chapter soon.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Well, we really appreciate you jumping on, Nikhil.
Definitely. Thank you. And thanks, Robert, and thanks, Tyler, for making it. Appreciate your discussion. I think I did not felt like a podcast. It was more like a conversation which we are having. Good to have that.
Exactly. That's the way it's supposed to be. So
Yeah.
awesome.
Awesome.
Great to meet you, Nikhil.
Thank you. Thanks, Robert, and thanks, Tyler. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Take care.